And so begins the final season. As I mentioned in the last episode, this is going to be the final season of this save before we transition to something new, which means we have a number of goals for this season we are looking to try and achieve. First and foremost, we have gone back to back seasons with perfect seasons, going undefeated, winning every match in the PFL and the PFL Cup. So domestically, we are going to look to continue our dominance for a third straight season. We are looking for back to back to back perfect seasons. But the most important goal of them all will be the Asian Champions League. We will be looking to make the final and win the Champions League this year. It's going to be difficult. We might not be able to do it, but that is the goal for the year. But of course, we're just starting off the season today. So today we're going to play Maharlika Manila at home, our first match of the season, get things underway. And after that, next episode, we should be able to get into our Champions League matches. And all things considered, I haven't made any new signings since the transfer special, but this is what the team looks like going into the season. I do think we're a massively improved team from last year. So I think we can do better. I think we can go one better than we did last year. Of course, we do have Emmanuel. Emmanuel is a huge signing for us. He is going to be the replacement for Gorotetegi. He did score in the Champions League final last year. I think he scored in the second leg. Yep, he scored in the second leg of the Champions League final. He had a really good end to the season as well in the PFL. So hopefully he can continue along that route. Again, he's a very good winger. Gorotetegi was more of an inside forward. I think I've mentioned that a number of times. Emmanuel is more of a winger, but he's going to be a huge player for us this season. We have been able to give a new contract to Luis Miguel Pradas, so he's not going anywhere. We've got him locked in until 2032. We've given him a little bit of a pay rise, but he was our star player last season, and he will continue to be our star player going into this season. Otherwise, we have a number of important Filipino players who are going to be huge for us. Alvin Santos, first and foremost, in the back line. He can play all across the back line. He's very good, but also his versatility is going to be huge for us. The other big players, of course, Pete Ferrosuelo, who I thought was very good last season in the Champions League, and new signings, Jean-Patrick Strauss, absolutely phenomenal player, especially at this level. He's going to be huge. He's going to take that right back position. We'll move in Santos into the center. And then finally, another big signing, Rafael Obermeier. He's going to play probably the wingback left position as a wingback on support, but he is going to be one of the best players I think we've seen for Mendiola. But going into opening day, I'm pretty much just starting our best 11. This, I think, is our best team. In goal, David Seed. He is the Spanish goalkeeper who I think you guys will see a little bit more of in the Champions League campaign this season. We might not have to use Julian Schwarzer since we've signed so many other Filipino players, but we'll see when we get there. But a very solid goalkeeper here. On the right, we have John Patrick Strauss, who we saw earlier. Alvin Santos moves into the center back position. And we have Zubi Zareta. Zubi Zareta was out on loan last year. He's come back, and I like him a lot. I think he's better than Atangana. I think he has better physicals than Atangana. So I'm going to put him into the center back position alongside Santos. And then, of course, on the left, we have Obermeier. Our dynamic duo in the middle from last season includes Yannick David, of course, a fantastic player, still looking very good. Again, his technical attributes and physicals I don't think are that great, but I think he just performs well above his attribute level. It might be because of a professional personality. Do we have a coach report on him? Is he consistent? And he's a consistent performer. He's a consistent performer and a professional personality. So I think maybe that's why he performs so well above his attribute level, because he was just so good in the Champions League last season. Of course, then we have Luis Miguel Pradas. Out wide, we have Emmanuel and Lloyd Fagerly. Fagerly looks about the same as he did last season. Very solid player. I think he's got enough pace on him to do well. And then up top, we are starting Jesus Mendoza, our star player from last season, who broke the PFL record for goals in a season with 30 goals. Last season, he got 45 total. We're going to be looking for similar numbers from him this season, including 10 in Champions League play. but he has a great holy trinity, really good off the ball, and solid physicals, which I think makes him a good player. And then up top with him, Vicente Alonso. He was phenomenal in the league, 19 goals, 16 assists. He didn't play any of the Champions League matches, but he might play a few more this season as we have more Filipino players. So I think that'll give us a little bit more diversity in what we can do tactically and with our personnel. On the bench, I do want to, again, for our first match of the season, introduce some of our new signings. We have Oliver Bias, another Filipino forward, or at least a Filipino winger, who I think is another player that we can bring in, add some squad depth. We have Ngie here, who I think is going to be an excellent box-to-box midfielder. Him and David are going to play kind of in that role and switch between that role together. But I think Ngie, if you guys remember Lawali from a few years ago, I think Ngie is an upgrade from Lawali. Very similar type of player, like a very similar attribute spread, but Ngie is just better in everything. So I think he'll be kind of like Lawali 2.0. After that signing, I'm really happy with Sebastian Barak. He was unfortunately injured for most of the year, or most of the preseason. Otherwise, I would probably be playing him right now. If I go to his injury history, as you guys can see here, he was out for 3 weeks with a pulled calf muscle, and then he got a bruised ankle and was out for 3 days. As a result, if you guys can see here, he is not match fit at all. Same thing with Ferrosuelo. So I've got the two of them on the bench. I plan to bring them on. We also have Atangana, Schwarzer, and our other big new signing, Juan Vaquero. Vaquero, I think, is very good. He's a very well-rounded forward, solid holy trinity, good off the ball. Physicals could be a little bit better, but I think as a deep-lying forward, he could be really good. So him and Barak, I plan to put on in these two positions. But otherwise, this is what the team looks like going into our final season. I think this is our best team yet. I think this is the team that is going to give us the best chance of doing well in the league, but more importantly, the Champions League. But again, this is the team, our final opening day match. I will see you guys against Maharlika Manila. Our final opening day pep talk. We're going to tell them we're favorites for a reason. And our final season of this save, our final opening day match at home to Maharlika Manila, a match that we should win easily. Let's get things going. I forgot to change it back to extended highlights after the preseason. I actually play preseason friendlies, which I feel like most people don't and find that really weird. But I really enjoy the preseason friendlies, but I always play them on key highlights, so I had to switch this one back to our extended highlights. But Maharlika Manila sitting deep, which should allow us to have pretty much all the possession and all the opportunities here. Zubi Zareta playing it forward to Obermeyer. That's a great ball into Mendoza. Mendoza playing it back to David. Can we go down the width? I think that'll be the right move here. But Santos, I don't mind if we play that out wide now. Maybe, there we go, into Strauss. Strauss over the top to Vicente Alonso. Find the cross to Jesus Mendoza. Our record goal scorer gets on the score sheet. The man who got 30 goals last season opens his account. It was lovely link-up play between Vicente Alonso and Mendoza. We lead 1-0. Mendoza back to Zubi Zareta. This is great play. This is great play. That is a shame that it was blocked behind, because that was some lovely one-touch football. But Pradas to swing the ball in. Can we make the most of this corner opportunity? Goes into the back post. Zubi Zareta finds the back of the net. Luis Miguel Pradas with the assist. Zubi Zareta scores. And we have a comfortable 2-0 lead. This is how we wanted to start this season. Obermeyer here standing over it. That's a nice ball in. Finds Fajrli at the edge of the box here. Get the cross in. Get the cross in. Jesus Mendoza. That is, what a start to this season. 3-0. This is what we like to see. Mendoza has 2 goals so far this season. We have a comfortable 3-0 lead. See it here, playing it forward. We'll look to play out of the back. Zubi Zareta find the ball into, that's a great ball into David. That's a great ball into Mendoza. Mendoza holding the ball up and spraying a wonderful ball to Fajrli. That's a good ball in behind. Alonso somehow did not get that anywhere near the goal. He missed the goal by about 15 yards. Pradas will stick it in. I feel like we should have done better there. Zubi Zareta back to Pradas. Back to Fajrli. That should be a goal, and there it is. Lloyd Fajrli with his first goal of the season. We are spreading the goals around. wonderfully well, and we have a 4-0 lead. Well, it's been an interesting first half to say the least, but Strauss here should... Oh, I thought he would get to that. Maybe not quite having the pace that he used to have. But it goes back here, and Maharlika Manila nearly scored. One last opportunity before the end of the half. Vicente Alonso, he should score. What a save off of the deflection. How are we not winning? I feel like we should be winning by more than 4 goals. Like, 4 goals is a big victory, but I feel like we should be winning by a lot more. It could be 5 or 6 very easily. Hopefully, we step on things in the second half. But that is halftime. I mean, we have a comfortable 4-0 lead, but I feel like we should be winning by more. This will give us an opportunity, though, to put on players on the bench that I want to play. Atangana, Frosuelo, Vaquero, what? Anyways, and NGA. Those are the guys I want to bring on. Maybe Oliver Bias, too. We'll see. But those are the subs I'll be looking to make. Oh, this got to be a goal. David! Oh, right at the edge of the box. I think that's one we got to score. But it will be another corner. Obermeyer to swing it in. We haven't done much off of the Obermeyer corners, and again, we didn't do anything there. But we'll look to play out of the back here. They've got their line. They're sitting in. I think we can just find David right here. Yep. David, now he can look to play the ball forward. That's the ball into Alonso. Alonso will look to carry it down the line. Can he get the cross in? Ooh, he finds Strauss at the edge of the box. He's got a shot on him. It's over the bar. All right, I'm making 4 subs. Atangana, Frosuelo, and NGA coming on. But the big one, Sebastian Barak, one of our GOATs, a Filipino legend who got us into the World Cup. He is coming on for his Mendiola debut. And Obermeyer with the throw here. He finds Luis Miguel Pradas. Nice play into David here. He finds NGA, the new signing. Nice little pass there. I think we can get the ball out wide. Yep. Find Obermeyer. Get the cross in. Sebastian Barak with just like what we used to see with the Philippines national team. Obermeyer to Barak. That is exactly what I had in mind when I signed both of those players. And it is lovely to see it. We got to watch that again. Obermeyer, Barak towering header. Let's go. 5-0. Let's get the ball back here. Let's win the ball high up the pitch. We're pressing high. There we go. Well done, Alvin Santos. We can immediately start to the attack. Not a good pass by NGA there. We should still be able to... There we go. We should still be able to win the ball and such. That's lovely play. Yannick David should have scored, really. Maharlika Manila will look to play out here. Garcia going down their left-hand side. They've definitely had their chances. Like, they haven't played bad today, Maharlika Manila. But Frosuelo winning it well. We should be able to counter very easily here. Pradas, just play it down the line. Oh, he's going to keep going all the way. I don't mind that. Keep going. Keep going. All the way. NGA! The new signing could have got a goal on his debut. Obermeyer. That's a lovely ball into NGA. NGA off the post. What is going on in this match? There are a flurry of late chances. Vaquero here, keeping the ball nicely. Frosuelo. We can just go down the line here. Play a little bit quicker, guys. That's very poor. Maharlika Manila will look to break at this point. Can they get a goal? Nope. Vicente Alonso here. Forgot that I moved him out to the right-hand side. That's a lovely ball into Pradas. Just get the ball into the box. Get the ball in. Why aren't we getting the ball in? David! Yes! Yannick David finally scores. He gets on the score sheet. Pradas with another assist. 6-0. I feel like that's more representative of how this game has been. Pradas with the corner here. Don't know if this is a chance. And it is a pen. And I think the pen is going to go to Luis Miguel Pradas. I think he'll be the one who has the responsibility of scoring this penalty. The left footer, Pradas will run up. Pradas shoots. Pradas scores. And it is 7-0. What a victory. What an opening day. And that is the end of the match. A 7-0 victory to start off the 7th and final season of this save. Couldn't really ask for much more of that. The goals were spread really nicely. Mendoza got 2. Barak got onto the score sheet. We'll tell them that we've done well. A perfect start to this season. A 7-0 victory to start our seventh and final season of this save. It doesn't really get any better than that. Looking at our schedule, we just kind of have PFL matches coming up. Looking at our competitions, we will be back in a little over a month for the beginning of the Champions League, but I'm pretty much going to play forward until then. But again, I think we had the perfect start. I think the tactic worked well, and it was nice to see kind of everyone, a nice spread of goals, everyone playing well, getting on the score sheet, no injuries. But I think most importantly, I was very happy to see Barak get onto the score sheet. I think he's going to be a huge player for us this season in the Champions League. Again, he's kind of got the meta. He's got 16 jumping reach and 11 heading. And we saw that today with his headed goal. I'm hoping that he will help lead us to Champions League glory. But again, that's all I've got for this episode. We will be back for the beginning of the Champions League unless something interesting happens prior to then. We will be back for the beginning of the Champions League where the season will really begin. That's our major goal, win the Champions League. That's our goal for this season. So stuff really begins when the Champions League starts. But again, thank you for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed this final season of The Save before we get into something new. And I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.